Western Wales. I couldn't tell you the place that we're in. I know we're in Tenby, but...
It was I want to say a racetrack of some kind.
It begins with
Go
C.
Go-karting?
It begins with C.
Oh, I don't know. Well, at this point, we're lost already.
It was recommended to us.
It was.
And I used the old Google, and it said it was on Sunday, which is today, and it's also on tomorrow. So we're going back, and we're going to see how good back-to-back boot sales at the same site are.
I was just going to say, like, there's a few boot sales which we go to, not on the regular, but more regular than not. Yeah. And I would say the Mondays, they're either banned because they're totally different people, apart from a few traders, which are similar,
yeah.
Or it's literally a carbon copy of what you had the day before,
yeah.
With the dregs of what they've got left.
Normally
correct?
The Sunday's not very good because the Monday, but this Sunday was very good, so hopefully it's not because the Monday's rubbish.
Yeah.
But I do find we've been to a few Welsh car boot sales, and I do find they are more casual.
Yeah. I'm going to say you don't get so many harsh resellers.
Well, there are definitely resellers, but I found personally, I don't wish to offend anyone, they were mainly male, and they were mainly...
Why would that offend someone?
Well, just in case there was a lady at this boot sale.
We met a lady reseller at the boot sale.
Yeah,
she
was selling, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was, but she was also a reseller.
Big
Okay,
up that
I take your point.
Very
if you're
nice.
watching, hello.
But it was mainly males, and it was like tools and sort of like what I would call like old stuff, like signage and things like that. I'm not talking like, and it's sort of vintage, but like
I like new age vintage. I get you.
This guy had Patagonia and Rab on, and I was hoping for the best. He was obviously ex-military or like a Bear Grylls.
Yep.
But I'm gonna go military anyway. Has nice walking boots, vibrant soles, but he was eyeing you up. Something chronic.
I think it was the camera. I think he was. He had a lot of military.
Yeah, some people are aware, aren't they? Right?
Yeah, I think he was, on it.
Anyway, so
some quality used handbags there.
We wandered around for the first hour or so, to be honest, and it didn't really start popping off until about 7:30.
Okay, it did not.
No, do you not think it started popping off?
No, I think people start getting they get stuff out later.
And I will tell you one thing I've definitely observed. This is a note on
my jacket.
Definitely observed is that clothes are the least priority, so they will put out last.
Yeah, actually, good point. I don't know why that is. Maybe I don't know. I have no answer for you. I think for us, obviously, it's the main priority always because that we think in clothes. Yeah. As opposed to anything else. But I think a lot of people put them out. I think also a lot of people get rails, like they put rails out, which is the last thing they do once their tables and stuff are sorted.
This was a Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson obviously have produced a lot of things over the years. This would be a less desirable piece.
Yeah,
right?
Agreed. It's very year 2000 as well, but not in a good way.
Biker stuff.
Yeah,
really.
Agreed. Or like the vintage tees, or like the the 90s stuff, things like that.
However, they still do sell, and this is a Montaigne jacket or coat or pullover, schmock.
Schmock like.
I did interrupt Austin halfway through this. So he started looking at them, but don't worry, we did go back to them, and we will get back.
I say you interrupted me. You like. Yeah.
I thought I'd found a pair of my Grails. I want to find a pair of Nike Air Tempos at a boot sale. These were not those.
Look at the tone. You ready?
But you can understand where I was thought they were from a distance. They got the same side.
Adored them.
I said
adore.
I love.
But these were a vibe.
Tempos. These are really nice. New Balance always sell for us personally. We like picking up New Balance. To be honest, whatever the number on the tongue, it doesn't really matter. They all sell quite well. Obviously, some go for more. I've just
realised I gotta just say this out loud.
Yeah.
I just realised I didn't even think about it. I'm in shorts and I'm in sandals.
Yes, okay. We're just going to point out now Austin is working on the tan. It's the start of the season. So guys, any comments about Austin's legs will be swiftly deleted for his self-esteem.
Brutal.
However, yes, he is also wearing Gucci sandals that are covered in grass, which hurts the soul.
Do you know what? It was one of those things that the grass had been freshly cut, but the grass had been left, once it had been cut, on the same field. Yeah. And they just kind of shoot it back out.
To be fair, I've got Birkenstocks on and mine are just about to hole in the sole. They're just about to go.
Yeah, anyway, so we went back to this jacket and I picked this up. Anyway. I think I want to say that Harley was expensive. I think that's why I didn't pick it up. 15.
No, it was 15, which isn't necessarily expensive for a Harley jacket. However, it's not the on point sale. These Montaigne jackets, they retail from about 160 right up to 250, and they're always worth picking up. I believe there was meant to be a hood.
There's a Velcro hood which isn't with it, is missing. But to be honest, because it's kind of like that funnel quarter zip kind of schmuck vibe, I actually think, I'm not saying it wouldn't be better with it, but I don't think it affects it at all.
I think resale, you're still looking at a really strong £50 to £60.
I'd agree.
Because of size and style.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Kids' shoes. We don't traditionally pick up kids' shoes, but these are in very good condition. So these are a little pair.
We've sold a lot of these pairs, even in kids' sizes previously.
These are a little pair of kicker boots. Kicker boots literally in really good condition. These were £1.
I want to say it was £1, yeah.
Maybe £2.
Yeah, maybe £2.
But you can get a really good, strong 22 quid for those quickly.
And they're really expensive to buy new. Yeah. That's what I would say.
And we were sort of warming up. We've never been to this boot sale before.
I apologise for the coat. Because we hadn't been to this boot sale, as Bethany just said, I wasn't really like... If the boot sales I go to regularly, I don't care. So... I wanted to be a little bit more like kind of not sneaky, but I wanted to have my coat with me just in case someone was kind of giving me the eye. But that already happened.
I picked up these as well. These are art sandals.
There's some pasty ass legs, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know,
art shoes sell really well in adult sizes. Now they don't sell they don't retail kids anymore, so that's like a really good thing. I mean, they sell really quick because people want to get the kids shoes, or they are a size 2, I believe. So you could borderline adults.
It was. I tell you what, it was. They were £2 the kickers, I think.
2 and it was 5 together.
Yeah, it was 5 together. I just realised. Yeah.
But they should be. I think they should be at least a 25 to 30, and they're boxed and they're new.
We've sold quite a few of those pairs of arts before, different types of sandals, different kind of like they do funky prints and patterns, and they always go well. I don't know. What would retail be on like an average pair?
Well, they're about 100 upwards, but
so they're expensive. I'm saying they're expensive shoes. Early 2000,
they made these like clog mules, like really thick ones, and the soles disintegrate just like buffaloes, and those are the ones to look out for without the disintegrating soles. We haven't put comps or logos in today because we are out of the country and we are suffering from what they call lack of the Wi-Fi. Anyway,
the fact at this point we're actually putting videos up still.
Yeah, good for you. Good for everyone involved. These were UGG boots. They were given Y2K clog.
Yeah, and they were clean as well.
I just sold some clogs for 50, and these were boot clogs, which is like the holy grail, surely.
They were also, you know, like when you kind of clean an UGG or a suede, like as in you clean it with water, or you clean with a cleaner, you clean with a suede cleaner, however you clean suede. You know when they look like the suede has been worn.
Yeah.
These hadn't been. They were just newish.
They were pricey.
Yeah. So tell me about your Birkenstocks.
These are Birkenstocks. Now these actually, the footbeds were in very good condition. I'm a Birkenstock connoisseur. The footbeds were in very good condition, but the sole had lost print. So I'd like to have print on the sole. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. Like
the honeycomb print.
Yeah.
These, and Austin also found these.
And when that's worn down so far, you know they've been worn to death.
Yeah. So these are New Balance 625s. Which I believe have been discontinued and replaced with the 525s. I don't
you don't know that till that's made up.
No,
yeah.
but
that's not factual, guys.
I do know the 625s have been discontinued, and they're like the ultimate dad shoe.
Yep.
But these are a women's size. And they do really well. In men's sizes, they can go up to 100 quid.
Yeah, they're expensive. Talk to me about this skirt because it has no hem on purpose.
It's the ultimate Y2K. It is unbranded to a degree. It has a weird brand. But those skirts that literally look like they've been cut across the top are like the ultimate Y2K. And this was like a Rachel from Friends top. It's made out of tights, like, you know, like nylon.
Like tight material.
Oh, fantastic. They were £1 each. On reflection, maybe.
What?
I should have, because they would have sold on style.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we've been kind of, what I would say,
dabbling,
not experimenting maybe. Yeah, more and more when it comes to style, because I think we do find ourselves buying more based on style. Not just we're not buying on brand anymore, but I'm saying for our customers, always going to be about brand. You know what I mean? Like the luxury market, that's how it is.
Yeah.
But if you can find a piece which hits both points, it's great. But if not, and you find like that Debenhams piece you picked up recently.
Yeah, 1970s caftan. Sold that for 80.
What is the small person
also
picking up?
just sold a unbranded vintage piece for 55. So which we picked up on style. I pointed at these. Austin picked them up.
Yeah, these are nice. These are some Air Max 720s, I think. They're to be fair, they do two colorways. They do the white version, they do the black version. Black version sells slightly better. And these, they still do really well. I mean, you can buy these on like StockX or Goat, something like that, for kind of between 100 and 150 for men's, depending on obviously condition and size, etc. But yeah, so used. I mean, they're not beating anything they need to clean, but apart from that, they're really nice condition. Bubbles are still solid. Yeah, nice pickup.
Resale would still be a good solid 50, 60, right?
Oh, that would be cheap. I would go for about between 60 and 80, let's say, something like that. Yeah.
Wonderful, fantastic news. There were some sea salt shoes on the floor also. Now I find that sea salt shoes do not sell.
No, I agree.
For me,
and you know the sad thing is they're amazing quality. The quality for what you actually would pay for, a used pair or kind of pre-owned pair. These kids obviously have the zips, Dr. Martens, and I don't think I asked the price.
No, we swear away from picking up kids' Dr. Martens, if I'm honest. We try not to pick up kids' wear in general, unless it's high-end designer, because obviously that's our niche. Niche is the word.
Yep. This pair of boots, it was basically the brand. I forget the name of the brand.
In a minute.
I'll show you in a minute. Abington. Anyway, it's made by Timberland. The Vibram soles, and they look really nice. So we looked them up, because I thought, you know what, the leather's nice. They're obviously made by Timberland, so they're going to be a great kind of a quality shoe or boot. But the problem was they weren't that much expensive retail.
No, they were on par with Timberland, but I think they're less known than Timberland.
Yes, I agree.
From what I could see,
I'll be honest, I'd never heard of them. I never heard that brand.
I will stand corrected if I am incorrect.
What?
That they didn't appear on the internet to look like they had a huge following.
Yeah, no, I agree. Once again, you can only do so much in the field, and if there's something you don't know about,
they were giving Red Wing.
Yeah, that's why I picked them up.
Yeah.
I thought they were a really nice boot. I think in general they would have sold. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what he was looking for, but I don't think it was. If I'm honest, I don't think it was. For the condition of the boot, I think he was looking for a little bit more than I wanted to pay.
Also, they had these flip-flops, which I pointed out. They're Total 90 Nike, which I know is like so random for me to think. But I know all the men folk go on about Total 90 because, I don't know,
boots, football boots.
Nostalgic value.
Yeah.
But I haven't looked them up. We didn't purchase them. They were £7.50 and the condition was less than desirable.
Yeah, and I feel
like... the collector's market.
Yeah, possibly. Once again, I'm saying this without even checking. I might eat my words. I would say, listen. I would say it's not a boot. It's not a kid piece. And I think it's more one of those things like when Jordan makes slides. Yeah. Like they're an accessory to a range.
It's interesting,
you know what I mean? And by the same token, the other thing which annoyed me about that, I think they would have been a couple quid, those slides. Yeah. My other sandals. My issue was, as soon as we'd asked him a few questions about the boots, and you could see we were filming and blah, 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 it was different. Anyway, talk to me about this. This is interesting.
This is a Fred Perry shirt, but it is a collaboration with... I was about to say with Fred Perry. With,
Liberty.
Liberty. So it's made with Liberty fabric. What stood out for us for this is brand new with tags. Now, it is from TK Maxx, and the nice lady, she priced according to the TK Maxx label and what she paid for it, which was £25. And this is an interesting point to be made. So the top price on it was £110.
Yep.
TK Maxx price was £25. We gave the nice lady a £10 note.
Well, I give her £20 note and she gave me £10 back.
Yeah, but because it was newer tags. I've looked these up consequently. Is that the word? Afterwards. I looked it up afterwards.
Okay, so just say afterwards.
Yeah, and used.
Yeah.
The polo shirts, the long sleeve shirts, 50 to 70.
And that's obviously a ladies' piece.
Yeah, so obviously they became, and they've all classified them as rare. So they obviously became more sought after the release, and the TK Maxx price becomes stupid.
I would guess most of the time, sometimes there'll be a few pieces from a collection which maybe aren't as popular. I don't think it's that piece wasn't popular. I think, being sexist, but I think you'll find Fred Perry is more popular with men across the board than ladies.
Yes.
So if they did equal amount of pieces, what would sell out in a collaboration which is based on, let's be honest, a quite female-based company like Liberty.
Yeah.
Being honest, it's more geared towards ladies than it is men.
I was actually looking at these dresses. They're all so fabulous. They're all vintage.
They're amazing.
I did find on the other side, I found a couple of Paula Keeley or Kylie. I always say it wrong, apparently.
People shout us in the comments anyway. It's cool.
Now, these dresses, retail was very high. This one was missing a belt. She's, as a designer, done so many collaborations, homeware collaborations, bathroom collaborations. I
mean, if you can put a logo or a print on it, she's done it.
Yeah, which sort of watered down the clothing end of it.
Couldn't agree more.
But there was a time when we had an outlet near us for some time, and you couldn't get a dress under 300 quid.
No, it was expensive, very expensive.
I probably should have asked, but based on prices of shoes earlier from the same store, it was a little bit more pricey. This was also a massive boot sale, massive.
I gotta talk to people about this. So I saw these. For the first one first, and then there was another one underneath. These are licensed Nintendo original Pokemon T-shirts from 1999.
Timestamp.
I'm looking at the actual thing now. I think I'll show you again in a minute. This is, like I say, it's an original Pokemon tag. They're made in the USA. They're both from the same period. and this lady was saying they were her sons. I think they're like a youth XL,
which would fit technically a
small or medium man.
Yeah.
I mean, they're once again, they're made in the USA, so they're slightly larger anyway.
But from what I can see, is the majority on the market are children's, because this was around release date and it was a children's market.
Yeah, like I think people forget as well. Like, for example, back in the day when I was into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for example, they didn't have men's size T-shirts for that when it came out. It was a kids' TV show. It was a kids' movie. It was a kids' toy. Only now, when you have that whole retro vibe, or kind of people are more into games now.
Yeah,
you didn't have those things then.
No.
So they were put in 1999. Majority of stuff was for kids.
Yeah,
Pokemon
really
or not.
cool. And obviously, as the lady actually told us on the stall, Pokemon is having a resurgence.
She did love her. She was very, very nice.
She was the most gorgeous human ever.
I'm not going to put comps up, but these T-shirts in kid sizes go for huge money,
depending on the front graphic. So it appears to me, from what I can see, the T-shirts with the I literally was going to say animals. I knew someone would have a go at me.
They're Pokemon
with the Pokemon on the front.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find this one with like the star on. With the 4 evolutions, I believe. Of the said creatures. Seem to go for a bit more. Some of them can go £300 to £400. And then the ones with Ash and Misty and that on the front, they tend to go 50 to 80. But obviously ours are in like they haven't been washed. The graphic hasn't been. So there together should be at least a couple £100 worth of T-shirt.
Yeah, I mean, like, who knows? You might see them in an upcoming live auction on Poshmark.
Keep your eyes peeled for a live Poshmark show.
Like, even if you're a bigger guy and these, or a bigger gal, and they're not going to fit you, to be quite frank, these are collector's pieces.
Yeah.
Like, if you're into original Pokemon and Pokemon in general, I don't see that's not a cool thing. Don't, like, everyone knows, like, I collect wrestling shirts, and to be honest, from something like, for, I don't know, 99, 98, but right through to like the early 90s, for me, I would collect them all. So even if they didn't fit me, I've got like of smalls,
Do you have to have a license for one of those body cams? Or...
No, at all. Someone says to me, "Oh, do you mind not filming?" Yeah, of course I don't. I just edit it out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just wondering, that's all.
And that was a question we'd never been asked before.
Never. The whole time I've been doing this, I've never been asked that once.
He was genuinely interested in actually just general, like,
he was a nice guy.
CCTV cameras. It wasn't anything sus, but it's an interesting when we get asked that, because it rarely happens. And a lot of people, I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, it doesn't matter," but a lot of people getting into doing this often ask that question and want to know how people react to it.
Can I get a vibe check on aisle 3?
Vibe check on aisle 3.
This is a vibe.
This is a candy. I'm going to say candy floss summer.
It's outstanding.
Dream
From Rodeo. Like
Rodeo CNA, isn't it?
Yeah, it was CNA originally. Yeah, well, it was when it came out. This was an awesome piece. I know it's not. People are going to say, "Oh, it's not really the weather," on the basis, like, 90 in the shade at the moment, but it's a great piece. It's a great vintage piece, and I think, once again, they'll always sell. I would put 50 to 60 on it all day long. It's pristine. We had like a what would you call it? Like a similar kind of ski jacket version of that, thicker, larger, one. And that went for, I think, nearly £70-80.
Yeah.
So, like, they do well. They sell and they do well. Great colours.
I left a lot of this footage in for my vintage folks, because this was my favourite store, and I love stores like this, and whenever we find a store like this, I get really excited.
You spend hours just looking and looking and looking. I just
stand there and look, honestly. Even though some of that we don't deal in, it's interesting to me. One thing I did find, and also left the footage in, because I want anyone's got any advice on it. It was too late now, but I just, out of interest for future endeavours, I did pick up this lamp because it was giving me 80s.
Oh yeah,
so
it was.
It's a Perspex like pillar lamp. It was definitely old based on the electrical circuit.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you the exact age. We're going 80s based on design. And I tried to look up Perspex lamps afterwards, and I couldn't find anything similar. I didn't Google Lens it while we were on the store, obviously, because I'm not that person. However, not that there's nothing wrong with that, but I choose not to. However, my issue with the condition and why we didn't pick it up is because it seemed to have splintered.
So yeah, Perspex at the time with age, it just kind of either splinters, or with heat, getting hot, getting cold, and vice versa, especially in a lamp, depending on the conditions or where it's kept, or even if it's just displayed, it does kind of crack within itself, and they're very, very small, but you can kind of catch it there. It gives a kind of murky look.
Yeah.
It's like if you've got a milky diamond. It's that kind of look,
You
isn't
can
it?
see it at the top as well. It's like splintered quite large.
Like cracking almost,
anyway,
but not.
I would have still picked it up with that condition if I had known anything about it.
Yeah.
I'm obviously going on pure instinct because I'm a big, like, 70s, 80s.
But you're it's like with clothes though. You always like to buy things which are nice, and when I say that, obviously they're supposed to be nice, but I'm saying nice condition. You don't pick up things just for the sake of picking them up.
I also left this in mainly for Pound Girl Reseller. If no one follows her, then they all
shout out Cheryl.
Big love to Cheryl. It was a bag of fabric, and I know that some of it was probably very good, but I have no idea about fabric. But I left the footage in anyway for all my vintage girls and guys.
Some of those, well, not some of those. That one rug just to the left was amazing, by the way.
I love
Probably
an
should have got
Aztec
it.
rug. I love an Aztec rug. You know the rugs that, like, I don't know what the correct term is when they're not furry.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
They're like woven and flat.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that's
I
called.
mean?
Like woven. Yeah, I get it.
Not ruggy.
They're very kind of Ralph look.
Big up
Ralph
to
Lodge.
first, I need to get my roots done, but big up to the fact I've changed my shampoo and I've got a very even colour.
Okay, vibes.
Yeah, I just thought I'd point that out as we were looking at the top of my head.
Yep.
We went back to the store because the lady had some clothes that she hadn't got out yet. Most of it was just actually a lot of G-Star jeans.
I know, which I didn't feel fit the vibe at all.
Yeah.
She was the most Lagan art teacher vibe in the world.
I did find a Gudrun kimono. I couldn't get a good shot of it. Austin didn't hold it up, so we all blame Austin in the comments.
Obviously.
But it was a Gudrun Shalong?
Yeah.
Shogun?
Schlogun.
I'm going to learn to say it one day. But it was a wraparound kimono style. It had a balloon sleeve. It had floral inlays, like paneling.
Yep.
It was a size large. It had a touch of fade to the arm.
It did indeed,
but not enough to put me off.
I actually think in some of those pieces, especially some of the colours, the kind of more muted greys or like muted blacks, dark greys, I actually think it adds a little bit of texture, like a little bit of colour to the texture.
And to end our Sunday boot sale adventure, which I hope you've enjoyed, and we have endeavoured to get out for you, even though we are Wi-Fi-less. I just have to say, go on. We came back to the store because they had a lot of good shoes. They had Brooks.
Multiple pairs of Brooks.
Solomon, some Dr. Martens.
Salomon or whatever they're called.
Salomon, sorry.
They're called Salomon, we know that.
Yeah, some fit flops. And Austin was adamant that he wanted to ask how much they were.
Because if you don't ask peeps, you don't get.
So we asked the question, and just to leave you with this little bit, this nugget of joy.
Come on, lady.
We give you store owner.
Talk to me.
20.
How much?
20.
20, okay.
Yeah, but they last you. They are good old Brookses.
Okay. Right. Yeah, no, I know. Okay, thank you.
And on that note, we left the boot sale. But
did you notice the way that lady tapped the shoes together as she told me the information regarding Brooks?
Yes.
I appreciate the information.
That was showing you how sturdy those soles
Boom.
were.
Like smash them together. That'll make you buy them for 20 quid.
You put those on the road and they'll go for miles.
If you ever go into a luxury store and buy some shoes, if they don't smash them together before they produce them and show you them,
hell yeah,
don't buy them.
Good old TENBY. We hope you enjoy this tiny, cheeky bonus installment of boot sale shopping while we're meant to be relaxing.
T-Town held us down. Bye.